15 things you need to know to live a happy life. What does it mean to live a happy life? Is happiness found in wealth, fame, or power? Or does it come from something deeper, something within us? Over 2,000 years ago, philosophers like Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius taught that true happiness is not found in external circumstances, but in how we respond to them. In this series, we will explore 15 timeless Stoic principles that can help you build a life of resilience, purpose, and inner peace. You control your mind, not the world. Every day, we are bombarded by things we cannot control: traffic, bad weather, the actions of others. The Stoics remind us that suffering comes not from these events, but from our judgment of them. Epictetus once said, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the view which they take of them." If you believe that external events dictate your happiness, you will always be at their mercy. But if you train yourself to master your thoughts, you will find peace no matter what happens around you. You may not control the world, but you control how you see it, and that is enough. If you believe that external events dictate your happiness, you will always be at their mercy. But if you train yourself to master your thoughts, you will find peace no matter what happens around you. You may not control the world, but you control how you see it, and that is enough. Happiness comes from virtue, not pleasure. We are taught that happiness comes from pleasure, expensive cars, gourmet meals, luxurious vacations. But the Stoics believed that happiness is the result of living virtuously, not indulgently. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man of his time, wrote, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself and your way of thinking." True happiness comes from wisdom, courage, justice, and self-discipline, virtues that no external event can take away. When you align your actions with virtue, you create a sense of fulfillment that no material possession can provide. Memento mori, remember, you will die. If you knew you had only a day left to live, what would you do differently? The Stoics practiced memento mori, their reminder of death, not to be morbid, but to inspire urgency in life. When you accept that life is short, you stop wasting time on trivial things. You forgive more, love deeper, and pursue what truly matters. Because in the end, what will you regret more, the things you did or the things you never had the courage to do? The first step to a happy life is understanding that you control your perspective, that virtue is greater than pleasure, and that time is your most valuable resource. We will continue to dive into more powerful Stoic lessons that will transform the way you live. Mastering your emotions through Stoicism. Most people believe happiness is about feeling good all the time, but the Stoics understood that true happiness comes not from chasing emotions, but from mastering them. The difference between suffering and peace is not what happens to you, but how you respond. In this episode, we will explore 3 essential Stoic lessons to help you control your emotions and find inner stability. Control your desires, control your life. Our desires rule us. We want more money, more recognition, more pleasure. But how much is enough? Seneca wrote, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, who is poor." The more you need, the more vulnerable you are. But if you train yourself to desire less, to appreciate what you already have, you free yourself from the endless chase. The happiest person is not the one who has everything, but the one who needs nothing. Ask yourself, are you living or just consuming? True freedom comes when you are no longer a slave to your own desires. Do not let anger control you. Anger feels powerful, but in reality it makes us weak. It clouds our judgment, poisons our relationships, and leads to regretful actions. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "How much more grievous are the consequences of anger than the causes of it? The thing that made you angry will pass, but the damage caused by your reaction may last forever." When you feel anger rising, pause, breathe. Ask yourself, will this matter in a day, a week, a year? Most of the time, the answer is no. Anger is a choice, and the strongest person is the one who chooses peace over rage. Focus on what you can control. The world is chaotic. Politics, economy, war, opinions, so much is out of our hands. And yet, we waste our energy worrying about things we cannot change. Epictetus taught, some things are up to us, and some things are not. Wisdom is knowing the difference. You cannot control the storm, but you can control how you sail through it. Instead of worrying about what you cannot change, put all your energy into what you can, your actions, your mindset, your response. The moment you stop trying to control everything, you gain true power over your life. When you control your desires, you free yourself. When you master anger, you protect your peace. And when you focus only on what you can control, you unlock real power. We will uncover more Stoic wisdom to help you navigate life with strength and purpose. Overcoming hardships with stoicism. Life is unpredictable. At some point you will face pain, failure, and loss. But what if hardship wasn't something to fear, but something to embrace? The Stoics believe that adversity is not an obstacle. It is the path. In this episode, we will uncover 3 powerful Stoic lessons to help you transform pain into strength, struggle into wisdom, and obstacles into opportunities. Amor fati, love your fate. When something goes wrong, most people ask, why me? But the Stoics ask, what now? Marcus once said, a blazing fire makes flame and brightness out of everything that is thrown into it. Amor fati means love your fate, not just accepting what happens, but embracing it, using it as fuel for growth. When Edison lost his entire lab to a fire, he simply said, thank goodness all our mistakes burned down. Now we can start fresh. Every failure, every setback, every loss contains a hidden gift, if you are willing to look for it. The obstacle is the way. When faced with obstacles, most people turn back. The Stoics knew better. What stands in the way becomes the way. The very thing you see as a problem is the key to your growth. If you want to be stronger, lift heavier weights. If you want to be wiser, face harder problems. Growth only happens through resistance. Every great success story is built on obstacles. The only question is, will you let them break you or build you? Train yourself for discomfort. We have built a world where everything is easy, food is delivered, entertainment is instant, and comfort is everywhere. But comfort makes us weak. Seneca practiced voluntary discomfort, sleeping on the floor, eating plain food, not because he had to, but because he wanted to prove to himself that he could. When you push yourself beyond comfort, you build resilience. You remind yourself that you don't need luxury to be happy, that you can survive on less, and that you are stronger than you think. The more you train yourself to handle discomfort, the less fear you will have of hardship. And when you stop fearing hardship, you become unstoppable. Life will test you, but with the right mindset, every challenge becomes an opportunity. Love your fate, see obstacles as your path, and train yourself to endure discomfort. We will dive deeper into Stoic strategies to help you build unshakable confidence and self-discipline. Building confidence and self-discipline. Confidence is not something you are born with, it is something you build. And self-discipline is the foundation of all success. The Stoics understood that to live a truly happy life, you must master yourself. We will explore 3 powerful Stoic lessons that will help you develop rock-solid confidence and the self-discipline to achieve anything you set your mind to. Act with integrity, no matter who is watching. Do the right thing, even when no one is looking. That is the essence of integrity, and integrity builds unshakable confidence. If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. The world will tempt you to take shortcuts, to compromise your values for personal gain. But the Stoics knew that true self-respect comes from always choosing the harder, more honorable path. When you live in alignment with your principles, you walk with confidence because you know deep inside that you are the kind of person you would admire. Speak less, do more. In today's world, everyone talks, few act. But the Stoics believe that words mean nothing without action. Instead of talking about your plans, execute them. Instead of debating success, work for it. Every minute spent in unnecessary speech is a minute stolen from your own progress. Confidence is not built by talking. It is built by proving to yourself day after day that you are capable of action. Master yourself. Master your life. Self-discipline is freedom. The more you control yourself, the less the world can control you. No man is free who is not master of himself. If you cannot control your impulses, your emotions, or your habits, you are a slave to your desires, to your fears, to distractions. But when you take control, when you wake up early, when you resist temptations, when you push yourself beyond what is comfortable, you become unstoppable. The strongest warriors are not those who conquer others, but those who conquer themselves. Live with integrity, act more than you speak, and discipline yourself into the person you want to become. These are the keys to confidence, self-respect, and a life of true happiness. We will uncover the Stoic secrets to building deeper relationships and finding meaning in human connection. Building strong relationships and finding meaning in connection. Human beings are not meant to walk through life alone. Relationships, friendship, love, community are essential to a meaningful life. But how can we cultivate strong connections without becoming dependent on others for our happiness? Men exist for the sake of one another. Teach them or bear with them. We will explore 3 Stoic lessons that will help you build deeper, stronger relationships while maintaining your inner peace. Expect imperfection from others. People will disappoint you. They will make mistakes, break promises, and act selfishly. The Stoics understood that expecting perfection from others is a recipe for misery. Whenever you are about to find fault with someone, ask yourself, what fault of mine most resembles the one I am about to criticize? When you accept that others are flawed just as you are, you become more patient, more forgiving, and less easily angered. The world will not change for you, but you can change how you respond to the world. True friendship is built on virtue, not benefit. Most people build relationships based on convenience, what they can gain from others. But the Stoics taught that true friendship is based on something deeper, shared virtue. Seneca wrote, Associate only with those who will improve you. Welcome those whom you yourself can improve. A real friend is not just someone who entertains you. A real friend makes you better, challenges you to grow, and stands by you not just when times are good, but when they are difficult. Surround yourself with those who inspire you, and be the kind of friend who helps others rise. Love without attachment. The greatest pain in life comes from attachment, clinging to people, fearing their loss, believing we cannot live without them. The Stoics believed in loving fully, but without dependency. Epictetus once said, "When you kiss your child, say to yourself, 'Tomorrow you may die.'" Stoic love is not about possession. It is about presence. Enjoy those you love today without fearing tomorrow. Appreciate them, not as something you own, but as a gift you are fortunate to experience. When you love without attachment, you free yourself from fear, you stop clinging, and you begin to love more deeply, because you are no longer afraid to lose. Expect imperfection, choose friendships wisely, and love without attachment. When you understand these principles, your relationships will no longer be a source of suffering, but a source of strength. We will continue to explore how to live with purpose and create a life of deep meaning. Living with purpose and meaning. What is the purpose of life? This question has troubled humanity for centuries, but the Stoics had a clear answer. Your purpose is not something you find, it is something you create. Purpose is not about fame, wealth, or status. It is about how you live each day. In this episode, we will explore 3 Stoic lessons that will help you live with intention, meaning, and fulfillment. Memento mori, remember, you will die. We live as if we have all the time in the world, but the truth is, we do not. Marcus Aurelius said, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." Death is not something to fear. It is something to use. When you remember that your time is limited, you stop wasting it. You focus on what truly matters. Memento mori is not a dark thought, it is a call to action. Live fully. Love deeply. Leave nothing undone. Do your duty no matter the reward. In a world obsessed with rewards, the Stoics taught a different lesson. Do what is right, not for praise, not for recognition, but because it is your duty. Do not expect things to happen the way you wish. Wish for them to happen as they do, and your life will go smoothly. When you tie your happiness to results, you become a slave to outcomes. But when you focus only on doing your best, you find peace because you know you gave your all, no matter what happens. Leave a legacy of virtue. We chase money, power, recognition, but what do we leave behind? The Stoics believe that true legacy is not what you achieve, but how you live. Life is long if you know how to use it. The greatest legacy is not in monuments or wealth, but in the impact you have on others, the values you pass down, the lives you touch, the wisdom you share. Your time is short. Use it well. Live with purpose, and leave behind something greater than yourself. Remember, you will die, so live without regret. Do what is right not for rewards, but because it is your duty, and leave behind a legacy of wisdom and virtue. We will uncover how to find true peace and contentment, no matter what life brings your way. Finding true peace and contentment. We spend our lives chasing happiness through success, relationships, material wealth, believing that if we achieve enough, we will finally be at peace. But the Stoics taught a different lesson. True peace is not found in the outside world. it is built from within. We will uncover the last 3 Stoic lessons principles that will help you cultivate inner peace, no matter what life throws your way. Control what you can, accept what you cannot. The world is unpredictable. You will face setbacks, disappointments, and losses. But there is one thing you will always control: your response. Epictetus said, "Happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle. Some things are within our control, and some things are not. When you waste energy on what you cannot change, you suffer. When you focus only on what you can control, your actions, your mindset, your effort, you become unshakable. Let go of the need for approval. Most people live as prisoners, not of chains, but of the opinions of others. They seek approval, fear judgment, and shape their lives based on what others expect." Marcus Aurelius said, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but we care more about their opinions than our own." The Stoics remind us the opinions of others are beyond your control. Do not let them dictate your happiness. Live by your values, not by external validation. True happiness comes from within. We tell ourselves, "I'll be happy when I make more money, when I find love, when I achieve success." But happiness is not something you find in the future. It is something you cultivate now. Seneca said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more who is poor." The greatest secret of Stoicism is this: you already have everything you need to be happy. Peace is not outside of you. It is within you, waiting to be realized. Control what you can. Let go of what you cannot. Stop seeking approval. And remember, happiness is not a destination. It is a way of being. Live with wisdom, live with virtue, and you will find peace, no matter where life takes you.